What is a conjugal visit? A visit to a prisoner by the spouse of the prisoner, especially for sexual relations. What are some differences seen in women's prison compared to men's prisons? What are some similarities of women's and men's prisons? Why do women often do harder time? We discussed 3. Children further from home, types of programming. What is a distinguishing feature of women's prisons? Feature of women's prisons. What are pseudo-families? Instead of gangs forms huge family. What is the most common cause of death in prison? Natural causes. What is the process in which a juvenile is tried in an adult court called? From 1870 to 1960s, the Supreme Court took a what approach to inmates' rights? From 1870 to 1960, how were inmates viewed by the government? What did Johnson v. Avery 1969 allow for inmates? Allowed jailhouse lawyers. What is a jailhouse lawyer? Personnel who gives legal services. What did Cooper v. 1964 allow for inmates? Religion. What did Estelle v. Gamble 1976 declare inmates were entitled to? Medical care. What did Lee v. Washington declare unconstitutional? Racial. What did Turner v. Safley 1987 allow for inmates? Right to marry. What are the 6 rights that inmates are denied we discussed in class? Rehabilitation, privacy, right that prohibits unreasonable siege and seizure, unlimited right to read what they want, right to vote in certain jurisdictions, prison labor unions. What percentage of inmates will eventually be released? 93%. What is recidivism? Reoffending. What are the 4 ways to measure recidivism that we discussed in class? Revocation, rearrest, conviction, resentenced. What proportion of offenders recidivate within 3 years?
Young men, less serious prior record.
2/3 of those released will recidivate within 3 years. Community corrections. What is meant by community corrections? Offenders supervised and provided treatment outside jail, prison. What are the main goals of community corrections? Humanitarian sanction, less stigma, lower cost, increased productive roles of defenders, lower crowding. How many people are on probation? How many people are on parole? Use numbers from class lecture. 4.1 million on probation and parole, just under 1 million.